All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news that just came out like 2 minutes ago here from Ian Rapoport of the NFL Network. It's looking like the Jets are going to be bringing on former Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing as the team's new passing game coordinator. Okay, there's some good news here, and then there's some bad news. Two sides of the coin. Let's talk about the bad news first, just to get out of the way, because at the end, I do want to circle back to how this could link to a potential quarterback, all right? And it might not be the one that you're thinking. So, right off the bat, I'm not going to lie to you. The Tennessee Titans offense, we all know this, it was horrible. Last year was one of the worst offenses in football under Downing's tutelage. When I talk to my buddies, my friends that are, or some of my friends that were Titans, or that are Titans fans, everybody rejoiced once he was fired. It was a move that everybody knew was coming. Everybody wanted to happen. So, you're looking at the reaction from the fan base. You're looking at the guy getting fired. You're looking at the results, right? The NFL is a results-based business. We're looking at one of the worst offenses in football. Granted, Tannehill did get hurt, but overall, the offense just completely fell apart. The team really fell apart. I mean, the Titans were kind of in the same boat as the Jets, where things looked great early on. People were talking about, the Titans making the playoffs. They were in the playoff picture for a really long time. And then once the end of the season rolled around, they completely imploded, completely fell apart. And a large part, again, was due to the offense. So that's the bad, right? That's the negative. But I will say this, whenever you're talking about bringing on a guy who was recently fired, right, in a big position, right? So, I mean, we could even make the same argument for Nathaniel Hackett. When you're looking at a guy, let's use Downing here, former OC, right? We all know Vrabel, he's not an offensive guy. Downing had to run the show offensively. Now he's coming over to this Jets team with less responsibilities, less on his plate. So you're hoping with the blinders on, now he can really zero in and really work and be effective at a position that he really knows and understands. Because, I know people like to clown the, guys that get fired, and, everybody's like dunking on each other on Twitter, like, oh, he sucks, like he got fired, get him out of here. I get all that. But at the same time, we have to ask the question, how did that individual how did he become that position in the first place, right? How did Downing become the Titans offensive coordinator? He had to be good at something. So there's that. But then we can also start linking Downing here to Ryan Tannehill. Okay, because Tannehill, Titans quarterback, Tannehill's a guy that the Titans might not want to bring back. We look at the new GM that was just brought in. He has not committed to Tannehill. Vrabel has not committed to Tannehill. There's rumors that they might move on. Tannehill would be a $18 million dead cap hit if the Titans choose to part ways with him, cut him. There's even been rumors that Tannehill himself would be okay moving on, right? If the Titans want to go in a different direction, it's not like Ryan is going to be extremely pissed off and is going to, cause an uproar and do all these different things. He's okay moving on. You're looking at Keith Carter, who the Jets just brought in as running game coordinator, also from the Tennessee Titans. So now Robert Saleh has selected two offensive minds from the Titans, a team that might move on from their veteran quarterback that has playoff experience and has a couple of good seasons under his belt. Is Ryan Tannehill a realistic option for the Jets? I think the answer is yes. I think with this hire, it just cements that even further. It just pushes the Jets more so in the Tannehill side, right? The Tannehill side of things. Now, one thing I do want to mention, here, because I said at the start that it's probably, I wanted to talk about a quarterback that isn't what you think, right? Which is Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. But when we look at Downing's career, he spent 3 years with the Oakland Raiders from 2015 through 2017, quarterback coach in 2015, 2016, offensive coordinator in 2017. This is a guy who has worked with Derek Carr. This is a guy who has gotten a lot out of Derek Carr. I wrote down the numbers here. In 2015, Derek Carr, 32 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. 2016, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. 2017, 22 touchdowns, 13 INTs. So whether we're talking about Tannehill, whether we're talking about Derek Carr, Downing has worked with both of them. So with the news coming out yesterday that the Raiders are essentially forced to release Carr now because he's not going to accept a trade. We need to get Derek Carr up to Florham Park for a visit. I want Derek Carr on this Jets team. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. Just trying to read the tea leaves here, looking at all the Aaron Rodgers smoke. But I still don't want to rule it out until Carr has signed on the dotted line for somebody else. I'm still in the Derek Carr camp, right? I still love him as a quarterback, and look, it's not to say that Rodgers would be a bad fit or Jimmy G. I would be pissed with anybody else, and Derek Carr is far and away my favorite option. But I'm totally fine with all three of those guys. But I do think Derek would just give the team some consistency, and he would literally give the Jets a franchise quarterback. I know that term has a different definition for everybody, but I love Derek. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.